Folks, if you've been watching horror for the last decade or so, then you know when you see the name Samara Weaving attached to a project, that means you are in for a really, really fun time. And tonight's movie is no different. In movie reviews, we're talking Borderline. Stay tuned. What's going on, folks? Welcome to the show. I appreciate you tuning in for another brand new review. Again, tonight in movie reviews, we're talking Borderline. Now, Borderline will be available digitally in the UK on September 8th. If you're stateside, you can rent or purchase that on your digital platforms right now. Folks, of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button no matter where you are tuning in. We got a lot of great horror content up on the channel. And at the end of the show, I'll let you know what great stuff we have coming up here for the next week as well, too. But let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right on into things. If you haven't seen the trailer for Borderline before, a dangerously persistent stalker invades the home of a 90s pop superstar with grand illusions of a wedding. With her life on the line and help from her loyal bodyguard, she must escape the stalker's sinister grip before they tie the knot. And there it is, y'all. That is Borderline. Now, like I said, if you've been watching horror for the last decade or so, then it's kind of hard to not be familiar with Samara Weaving. She's done so many projects that have been considered some of the best of the last decade and a half at this point, that regardless of your feelings about the movie itself, it's hard not to fall in love with her performance in the roles that we've seen her do. Whether it's The Babysitter, Ready or Not, Azrael, or even Scream 6, she makes the most of a role no matter how big or small it is. You believe the fear. She's got a great sense of humor, and she also works really, really well as that badass tough girl who's gonna come in and kick ass and take names from anybody trying to take her out. She can do anything and everything. And so I was desperately trying to get around to see Borderline earlier on this year and just couldn't make it happen. So happy I got a chance to check it out here finally for all of you. Now, the story again revolves around this schizophrenic psychopath who is obsessed with Weaving's character, Sophia, a famous 90s pop superstar. This guy, Paul, played by Ray Nicholson, believes that the two of them are absolutely in love, and he is willing to go and do anything, including shed some blood, to make sure that the two of them get their wedding day together. I think in a number of similar projects that we have seen over the past few years that revolve around stalkers, what we're really used to is that typically that stalker has some kind of relationship with that character, right? It's a friend, it's an ex-spouse, ex-partner of some sort, somebody that they worked with. It's somebody that's usually set up that has taken their delusions way too far off the small bit of interaction that they have, and that's grown to become deadly. This project takes a little bit of a different route as we're dealing with a true-to-life stalker. And the way it's set up is perfect because we know that celebrities deal with shit like this all the time. I mean, think about the last time you were checking TMZ or listening to your normal celebrity gossip. You hear all the time about folks getting arrested for jumping fences or breaking into houses or following around like certain starlets wherever they are going. So this is not something that as an audience we're so far removed from that we don't see a bit of the truth in that. And I think that adds a little bit more of scares here to the premise itself, because Borderline, as serious as the concept is very much played out like a black comedy of sorts. It's played very lighthearted, even though there's a lot of crazy shit going on. Ray Nicholson, who plays Paul here, is tremendous in this role. You know, let's forget the fact that he's Jack Nicholson's son. I had a chance to see him in Smile 2, as well as in Novocaine recently, and of course does a great job in those roles, but he's given a lot more here to do in Borderline, playing this psychopath who knows that there's just this one woman for him, and again, he will do absolutely anything to make sure that the two of them are together. And seeing these bouts of schizophrenia where we see Paul just going in and out, to where sometimes he's lucid, sometimes he's not, sometimes it's like those two worlds are merging together, it makes Paul that much more terrifying because you don't know whether or not he's going to end up snapping and harming that person around him. Paul likes to carry around a knife in this film a lot, and he seems like the kind of guy who just randomly cuts somebody just because they breathe the wrong way. And these bouts that he slips in and out of, whether it's Sophia's security, whether it's this the family of the security guard that's been kidnapped, whether it's Sophia herself, you can see that nobody's really truly safe around Paul, even his accomplices, that everybody is very much in danger, and Nicholson does a great job of keeping the audience and all these characters around him tense throughout the entire runtime. It's one of the better villainous performances of the year that we've gotten. And again, Samara Weaving, who plays Sophia, our 90s pop starlet here, does a great job as showing somebody who very much what's the word? She doesn't appreciate, it seems in a way, some of what's been afforded to her with the career that she's had, with the life that she's been living. So it seems that she does take some of this for granted. And it's hard not to see a little bit of the duality of what's happening with her and Paul with her own personal life, because we see that she's trying to start up this relationship with this guy Rhodes, this basketball player, to where it turns out it's really more so to help her with a movie role that she's trying to get. And if she can get nice with Rhodes, maybe she can get Rhodes in the film, and that means a better project, a better response for her overall. She's not necessarily interested in Rhodes, she's more so using him to get what she wants. And again, you can see that with the relationship with Paul as well too, how Paul is very much using the people around him to get Sophia, because he ultimately is going to do whatever he wants to get what he wants. And so there's a bit of duality between Paul and Sophia that makes that relationship just all the more interesting. The two of them are doing the same thing, it's just Paul's doing it with a little bit more extreme ways to go about getting what he wants here. The film, again, very much plays out like a bit of a black comedy, to where it's very humorous at times, like a lot of Paul's actions, the way that he interacts with the various characters here in this, and it's a very, very small cast. You'll get a smile on your face, you'll get a laugh out of, but at the same time, it's hard not to feel like, man, we're laughing right now, but at any moment he might kill any single person in this scene that we're watching. And in addition to that, there's also the crew that Paul brings with him. Penny, played by Alba Batista. Woo! That is a crazy girl you do not want to be on the wrong side of. She has this great performance of the song It's All Coming Back to Me by Celine Dion. And y'all, let me tell you, the movie accomplishes so much in this scene where her and Samara Weaving are singing this, because it's there to disarm you, and it successfully disarms Samara Weaving. And what happens in that scene is great, because I think that we, just like Weaving, are caught off guard by it. One of the most fun scenes in a horror film that I've seen in a long while, and even I got caught up in singing a little Celine Dion during that as well too. Very expertly crafted. That was a lot of fun watching this one here. Y'all, again, this is going to be one of the more easily accessible horror films of 2025. Honestly, it's very much more a suspense thriller than it is just straight up horror. That being said, again, Ray Nicholson will keep you unnerved throughout this film. And again, the fact that it does tie into something that we see a lot of people deal with on a regular basis out in Hollywood can definitely add a little bit more of an edge to the film as well too. I also thought, and y'all can let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong on this one, the end kind of seemed a little bit of like an homage to like The Graduate almost. And I might be off about that. I don't want to like say directly what goes on, because that'll be like extreme spoilers for how the ending is set up. But to me, it did seem a bit like The Graduate, and I'm curious if I'm off base with that. Y'all can let me know in the comment section here with it. Overall, had a lot of fun here with Borderline. There are definitely going to be better thrillers out there this year, but I think that this script is easily accessible for somebody who just wants to come and settle in and get a few scares out of it, but also still can have a really, really good time and walk away and maybe not have nightmares coming out of it. So, Borderline ultimately gets a 3.5 out of 5. This is going to end up being one of the more above decent flicks to come out this year, and I definitely suggest you guys to go and check this one out. Again, it'll be available digitally in the UK starting September 8th, but you can rent or purchase that stateside right now on most digital platforms. Let me know what y'all thought of this one here in the comment section. Do you love yourself some Samara Weaving? How do you feel about Ray Nicholson building his career up as well? We're seeing him in a few more horror roles as well. Let me know all that in the comment section. And of course, y'all, get subscribed to my link tree, which you can do at linktr.ee/T-Scary-Movie. If you get subscribed, that's going to be access to the YouTube page, the video versions of the show, your favorite podcasting platforms, the audio-only versions of the show, my Letterboxd page for written reviews and movie rankings through the year, my TikTok page for short horror content including movie news, movie premieres, and movie reviews, my Twitch page for horror gaming including Phasmophobia, and my Fangoria shop page where you can enjoy a 20% discount off anything in the Fangoria shop. Take advantage of that, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. This week, we got a lot of great content coming up for you, including reviews for Fright Night. We're looking at Your Host. We're headed back to Dexter Resurrection with another double feature. We're going to be talking episodes 7 and 8. And we're also going to be talking more Alien Earth. You do not want to miss any of that, folks. But that is it for me tonight. My name is T. We've been talking scary movies. Stay scared.